Welcome, everybody. Thank you for coming. Just checking things here. So, one of the videos I wanted to cover was from Caleb Hammer. I don't know if you guys have seen this dude. All right, let's jump into it. This is Caleb Hammer. He's really big on YouTube at the moment, and he had this MAGA woman on to talk about how she's in debt because she didn't attend the insurrection, and now all of the insurrectionists are getting payouts from Trump. If only she had gone to the insurrection. She regrets it. All right, let's listen. It's insane. I just want to listen to at least the first part of it here.
I'm in debt because I didn't attend January 6th. Well, what the do you mean?
So my insurrection, my radicalization started during that.
What the You said you deserved a year off.
After grinding for 40 years, I deserve this.
A year to yourself? What entitlement is this? What bullshit entitlement? You don't deserve anything.
Well, BLM, I was going to donate to. I'm thinking,
now.
And then I educated myself.
Oh. How do you think George Floyd died?
That's the wrong hero to have.
Dollarwise is finally here.
Okay, no ads. Don't care about the ads. Here we go.
Pam, I was actually laughing reading the top of the document for this episode for the first time in this channel's history. I was in my office laughing.
Oh, no.
Because you telling Lindsay, if it's your aesthetic, I'm in debt because I didn't attend January 6th. What the are we talking about? What the do you mean?
That's how kind of all this started brewing.
And I only wish that my friend Mike Pence had that additional courage.
January 6th.
So my insurrection, my radicalization started during that.
Okay, make a note. She just called herself a radical. Right? She's going to deny that later. I watched part of this.
Time.
Okay. And you're in debt because of that?
I was supposed to be there, and I did not attend because I had previously agreed to go to Marco Island with some friends that I vacation with every year in January. We usually go to Puerto Rico, but we went to Marco Island.
Do you have FOMO of Jan 6?
Well, I was kind of following along because we had a rainy day on January 6th down in Florida.
That's why you were following along? Come on, be honest with us. You know you were following along because you're a cult member. Everybody knows that.
And here's my friends all sending me videos of what's going on January 6th. And I'm watching the news, and it's all hell breaking loose.
Hang on, let me let the cat out 1 second. By the way, I have to leave early. I have to leave at like 1 or possibly 12:30. So I got a couple hours with you guys.
And here's my friends singing, and everything's peaceful and sweet. And now I'm seeing like there's all kinds of violence going on. So now other people are messaging saying, what's going on there? So how is it that half the crowd didn't know that there was an insurrection happening?
I wasn't there. I don't know. I didn't participate myself.
Yeah,
I'm
kind of wild.
I don't know. It was a big political moment. I'm sure there were people there that had no idea what was going on. I'm sure if I was there, I wouldn't be participating in any violent things. And
exactly.
But there were some people that were. As well. So
absolutely. Caught on video.
I don't know. How the is you not going there leading to you being in debt? I'm so confused. That makes no sense. Make that make sense to me.
I know.
Okay, so you didn't throw a chair through a window. Now you're in debt?
No, absolutely not. But, well, so that's like 2021 that happened, right? Because it was after the 2020 election.
Are you saying because Trump wasn't still in office, you're missing your mortgage payment? He's in office now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But at that point, now, personally, I was a poll worker during the 2020 election as well in Tampa, Florida. And they were also saying there's no fraud in the elections. There's no fraud in the elections. I also witnessed that. Not kidding.
Okay.
This is supposed to be a financial audit type of thing. Like you're going through your finances, trying to understand what happened and how you can fix it and all of that shit. And she just does not give a shit. She's here to propagandize and nothing else.
And you're missing a mortgage payment because of that? Like,
Well, so this started the whole like radicalization process where I'm just like,
of who? Of
none
you?
of this? Yes.
Oh, tell me. Okay,
Like,
sure.
the world is cuckoo at this point. I'm
I think
seeing
the world
these
has probably
things-
always been cuckoo. Humans are, I assume. Okay, so you got radicalized. I don't really like radicals, I'll be honest.
I just figured that could have easily been me. And actually,
What could have been? Voting illegally?
no, going into the Capitol during that time, not voting illegally, but watching illegal votes being made.
Okay, you
Yeah.
saw illegal votes being made.
Yes,
Weren't
tons
you a
of
volunteer at the poll work? Isn't that like kind of what you're supposed to be?
right,
Like, oh, sorry, you don't have the right ID or something?
right, yeah, and
So this is a MAGA nutcase. You know that she's lying here. You know she's lying, right?
I was
Why were you letting it happen then?
I wasn't. I was rejecting too many voters, so they took me off the poll pad. It's
Were
called.
you
What a complete piece of shit. Rejecting too many voters. Really? What is fucking wrong with you? And the two examples she gives, or maybe one example that she gives, is complete nonsense. It's made up. It's not a problem. Listen to this.
correctly rejecting voters?
Yes, they all had the same birthday. Like a whole group of people come in and they all have a January 1st, same year.
Okay, so you're telling me that there was an orchestrated effort to send people in who are not really American citizens, who are what? I don't understand. Like, what's the claim here? And they were going to vote under fake IDs that were created by Joe Biden or something. But the fake IDs were so bad that they had similar birth dates to each other? Really? Okay.
Birth date. The address will come up and it's
Do you know, here's an interesting little factoid for you. If you are in a room with, hang on, let me find it. Give me a second. Wait. Yeah, okay. If you're in a room with 23 people, there's about a 50% chance that two of them share the same birthday. It climbs to 99% by 57 people. I know that's surprising and it doesn't make sense, but that's how the math works. How many people was she dealing with in this polling place that she was managing or whatever? More than 50, right? Chances are she would see a lot of people with, believe it or not, the exact same birthday. The same day, not the same month, the same day. Because that's how math works. Yes, it's surprising at face value if you don't understand the math of it. But that's how it works. That's how... Let me just try to get the info on this so that it makes a bit more sense. Okay, according to this, people intuitively imagine someone matching them specifically, and for that you'd need around 183 people to hit 50-50. But the birthday problem asks whether any two people in the room share a birthday, which is a much looser condition. With 23 people, you're not making 23 comparisons. You're making one comparison for every possible pair. That's 23 times 22 over 2, and that's 253 pairs. Each pair has a 1 in 365 chance of matching, and with 253 chances, the probability that none of them match drops below 50%. Calculate the probability nobody shares a birthday, then subtract from 1. Person 2 has a 364 out of 365 chance of not matching person 1. Person 3 has 363 of 365 of not matching either. The point is, it's very simple math. That's just how it works. It takes 23 people to have a better than 50% chance that your birthday matches the birthday of somebody else in the room. That's the point. And she says everybody had January 1st. I don't believe you. I think you saw 2, maybe 3 people with the same birthday, like July 15th or something. And you're like, wow, what are the chances? Well, the chances are actually pretty good, as it turns out. But okay.
Voters, so they took me off the poll pad, it's called.
Were you correctly rejecting voters?
Yes. They all had the same birthday, like a whole group of people.
She's so fucking stupid, dude. I swear to God. I'm sorry. She is so fucking stupid. I'm glad they took her off the poll pad. She was rejecting voters? Are you fucking kidding me? This is a constitutional right, dumbass.
Come in and they all have a January 1st, same year, birth date. The address will come up and it's not even a home.
I just have to take
It's
your
a
word that
storage-
You mean it's like an apartment building? Yes, that happens. People live in apartment buildings and not homes sometimes.
that
unit.
happened.
Yeah.
But okay, so what happened on that?
Well, there were several things that were happening. So they put me in where the ballots just get put in. They didn't want me on the poll pad anymore because I was rejecting too many voters.
Okay, that makes sense. Still doesn't explain why you're in debt because you didn't attend January 6th, though, right?
Without me seeing it, I can't I can't believe or even not believe. It's like it's air. It's just
Right.
words. Like
Yeah,
it's nothing. Like what? Okay.
Well, for example, a minor came in. She's 17 years old. She knows damn well she can't vote. So I say,
Maybe
hey,
maybe she. I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe she.
She looked smart.
Did
but
she think she could vote? I don't know.
You can vote at 17 years old if you're going to be 18 by the time inauguration happens, I think, is what it is. I don't remember exactly what the rule is. You can vote at 17. You can. So she rejected this girl who was perfectly within her legal rights to vote, I'm assuming. And I assume that because the girl went down the line and got a ballot from somebody else, some other person who isn't a fucking moron.
maybe, but I told her, no, you can't because you're a minor. You have to be 18.
Yeah.
And they told her to go walk to the other end and they handed her a ballot.
Maybe because she was legally allowed to vote because she was going to be 18 by the time the next election, whatever, right? This woman drives me fucking crazy. I'm sorry, man. It's so fucking much.
So, what's going on with it? So as a registered independent, they let me be a poll worker. What I found out afterwards was that they didn't have any Republican poll workers there. They just had Democrat and independent. So that's how I got in, I guess. I was a Democrat in Massachusetts. I had voted that way.
She's absolutely not an independent. It's a fucking joke, an embarrassing joke for her to call herself an independent, really.
All along.
Where's this going?
It's going to my kind of meltdown, financial meltdown, I would call
Okay,
it.
so Trump didn't win in 2020.
Right,
He
which
came back in 2024.
was crazy, yeah.
Okay, I mean, an election's an election, whatever.
Right,
We don't-
yeah. 81 million votes for Biden, yeah.
Was that
Yeah. Why is that surprising? That was right within the margin of error. It's not like he claimed 375 million votes, okay? That's not a surprise to see 81 million votes. Trump got 78 million or something. It was right in there somewhere. These people are fucking delusional. It drives me insane.
the number? I wasn't tracking
Yeah, well,
personally.
yeah. Well, I also did work for Look Ahead America and looked at voter rolls as
Look
well.
ahead Americas. Do we, what? Okay.
We were tracking people voting in multiple states. So to say that there was no fraud,
There was no fraud, okay? There was no fucking fraud. My God, please get help. I'm begging you. We are going to be better off when this generation has completed living their lives. Let's put it that way. when they have finished sipping their Mai Tais in Puerto Rico or whatever, and they go to that big beach in the sky, we will be in a better position in this country, I swear.
And to say it's incidental, if I'm finding it and I'm a nobody, then other people must see it.
I don't know what to say about that. Again, I don't know. You're not saying anything. If you give me like a policy, usually people like that are so it seems like you're on the extreme right. Okay. Usually people on the extreme left on this show, they give me like a political position that I can shit on. You're not even giving me one. You're just like saying
I'm
just
not
like,
extreme.
You're like
I'm not extreme.
I don't know. You call
Fucking please. How can she possibly say such a thing? She called herself a radical earlier. She cannot believe that she's not extreme, right?
one. You're just like saying on this show, they give me like a political position that I can shit on. You're not even giving me one. You're just like saying
I'm
just
not
like,
extreme.
You're like
I'm not extreme.
I don't know. You called yourself radical. That is extreme.
Well,
like I'm using your own
to go from
words.
like crazy liberal thinking that, you know, Trump is a psycho and a douche canoe, we used to call him in roller derby.
Everyone on the right hates
I don't understand what the fuck she is talking about right now.
Biden. Everyone on the left hates Trump. I don't know. This is what they all do.
Well,
That's what ideology.
I hate them both.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, the only position you gave me is you saw people illegally voting. Like, I can't deny or say I agree. Like, I don't know. I wasn't there. You're just saying something.
So nobody's there to protect us, right? Your vote kind of doesn't matter at this point.
I'm confused. I do not understand what that has to do with being late or something or more. I don't even know. Finances. Okay. So you were radical in one direction and you moved radical in the other direction. It tends to happen. I mean, trust me, like super left Bernie Bros went super right as well. Like that people that fall for populism, many people are very populist. They tend to just go populism on any direction. I don't know. It's like, I just try to stay as much as I can in the middle. I'll take.
Interesting. I mean, being in the middle is not virtuous. This is the, there's a fallacy for this, isn't there? What's it called? I'm trying to remember. Objectivity bias, maybe, or something? The false center? I don't know. There is an objective answer on whether the earth is flat. The objective answer is that no, it is not flat. And being in the middle on that is the wrong position, right? Like, there's nothing virtuous about being in the center on whether the earth is flat. There are some things that are just factually true and that you're wrong about if you are in the middle. Trump is a piece of shit. He is a scam artist who is leeching his supporters dry of every penny that they own through scamming them. And he's a pedo. I think we can all agree on that, right? That's not on the left. That's just factual information.
Positions on the right and left, just depending where facts are, but you definitely seem like you just go from radical to radical. I don't know. But regardless, I have no idea what the that has to do with anything. Okay,
I'm from Massachusetts. My world is completely different. I was sitting on a pile of money. I ended up buying, I said, you know what, Florida, I'm going to stay here. I had been dating somebody up north and we were going to move to Florida together.
Okay.
We split.
I hear Florida's nice.
It's very nice.
Okay.
And I said, I fell in love with Florida anyway. So that was in 2019.
Nice and red for you.
This is,
You don't think it's red? Why did she shrug her shoulders just now when he said nice and red for you? Is it not red? If Florida is not red enough for you, then you are a fucking nutcase. I mean, we already knew that, I guess. Generation is not a guarantee of political positioning or worldview. You're absolutely correct on that. 100% agree. And it's probably not fair to say such a thing. However, there's a large proportion of the boomer generation, I'm talking over 60 or 65, they almost all, right down the line, vote for Donald Trump consistently with almost no deviation. Very little deviation at the very least. So it's not a sure sign, but it's, it definitely points that direction, I would say.
Everyone's super nice and friendly.
Well, Florida is nice and red.
Also, I think she's Gen X. I think they address that later. So it doesn't really apply here anyway.
For you.
Yeah.
It's very Republican now.
Everybody's nice and friendly, though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm not getting like whistles in my ear for.
She's not, well, I was going to repeat it so everybody knows it. She's not getting RAPE whistles in her ear is what she's saying here. Okay. Well, I mean, I'm on the left and that's literally never happened. I figure if you have one of those whistles going off in your ear, there might be a reason for it. Just sticking it out there.
Having a different opinion.
For having a different opinion, she says. You get one of those whistles in your ear for having a different opinion. Okay.
You ever wonder how much of your life is just for sale online, like it's a clearance?
All right, let's jump forward. Hold on. I'm just trying to... There we go.
Let's get back to the show. Hopefully with fewer strangers knowing everything about you. Is that what they do in Massachusetts?
They would, yes. Absolutely. Yes.
No, they wouldn't. If she went to like a protest, then people blow whistles and stuff. Like that's how it works, right? Obviously.
So much of that going on. Nobody can
Whistles?
speak or yes.
Okay,
No.
Austin is incredibly blue. One of the bluest cities in America. I have not got whistled that.
Well, because you're not out there with, like a Trump shirt on or
Well, you're right.
Oh, so you're starting shit with people and causing problems. And that's why counter protesters is what it is what you're saying. Counter protesters. Okay, yes. That makes sense.
I'm not-
or whatever, yeah.
I don't
Which
really
I
advocate
don't
for
either.
shit.
Because, yeah. But if you did,
Just sound economics and...
some weirdo with a whistle would come up and blow it in your ear.
Okay, so you were in...
As if he wasn't saying some weirdo with a Trump shirt was shoving it in your face. Like, what is wrong with her, really?
Big protests versus protests.
Yes.
So you got involved in...
Let's find out. Mark says that I'm wrong on boomers. I don't think that boomers as a whole are the problem, but let's see if proportionately vote. Let's see if we can find an answer to this. Again, I don't have a problem with people over 60, for example, obviously. But I think a very high proportion of them tend to vote for Trump. And that's a problem. And, I don't like to fall into this generational trap of all blank are to blame for our situation. Because every single generation that moves to the next one. And it's going to be me who is to blame for economic issues pretty soon. Even though I, had to deal with the recession and everything else, that's just how it works. So I don't want to make people think that, like, I'm in opposition to the boomer generation or something. I'm definitely not. But I believe that people over 60 disproportionately vote for Donald Trump, especially as compared to other generations. Like, a lot of boomers vote for Donald Trump, a lot. So, anyway, that's my analysis as far as I can tell here. Boomers were actually the least MAGA shifting generation in 2024. They were already in support of Trump, and other generations shifted to Trump in 2024. the strongest Trump-leaning age bracket isn't actually boomers, apparently. It's voters aged 50 to 64, which is Generation X. Interesting. The Reagan kids cohort, apparently. So MAGA's strongest base is white voters 45 to 64, not just boomers. Interesting. Okay. Well, like I said, every generation has their connection to Donald Trump.
And the crazy shit.
Yes, a little bit.
Okay, well, I'm not surprised. That gets heated when two political factions go at it on the street.
Absolutely. But one can debate and one cannot.
Oh, fucking please. One can debate and one cannot. What you do is not debating. You think you're debating right now? You're living in another fucking dimension. Like, nothing that she has said so far is factual. Nothing. And she doesn't seem to understand what a fact even is. Based on what she said a minute ago. She said, what was it she said? Oh, she was just making shit up about going to the polling place and, like, rejecting voters and shit. I don't even know that she was lying there. She may have just, like, genuinely not understood that people can have the same birthday. In fact, it's extremely likely that two people will have the same birthday out of a group of 23. She may not have understood that at 17, you can actually vote if you're going to be 18 by inauguration or whatever it is. I don't remember. A polling worker should know that information, right?
Okay,
One
yeah.
has some facts and one does not.
Oh, my God, dude.
Also just
In any
depends on what facts we agree
setting.
with. I mean,
Right.
I don't know. I took a political compass test the other day. I lean left socially and I lean right economically. It's like, sure, but where can you say just like facts are? Like,
Okay, you can't say you lean right economically anymore. You're not allowed to say that anymore. You know why? Because the left are the fiscal security people now. The left are the ones that are doing fiscally responsible things. The right is pushing the Iran war and driving the debt up, and they've been driving the debt up for a long fucking time now. The right no longer gets to claim that they're the fiscal, that they're the party of fiscal responsibility.
who even knows what that is? What can you back up with anything? Oh my gosh, you're gonna skip me. Okay, sure. What's an indisputable fact?
Indisputable.
Yeah, suck me down
fact.
this rabbit hole.
Indisputable fact: 17-year-old got to vote in our election.
Okay.
That's complete nonsense. It's possible that maybe she was allowed to vote because she was going to be 18 by the time the election took place, which is legal. But you don't know any of that information because you just rejected her out of hand. And either way, who fucking cares? It's a 17-year-old, really. You don't know that she was even breaking the rules.
Okay, that's not an undisputable fact because, like, I might believe it happened, but you can't say it's an undisputed fact, just something that only you saw. It's like, because you can't show someone that. Right? This isn't a scientific report that we can be like, this is an undisputable fact.
But I tell the truth.
Okay, you tell the truth as you understand it. But we don't know that that's the actual truth. You don't even know that that's the actual truth. That's the issue here, right? You didn't stick around long enough. You didn't deal with this situation for long enough to know that that's the truth. That's why we need actual, real, factual information that we can verify.
Okay.
I don't need to lie about
And
anything.
we just have to believe
You don't have to be lying.
that, I guess. I met
Absolutely.
you. Okay, we've been filming for 13 minutes, 37 seconds, so I met you 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Okay?
I actually saw so much stuff that day.
Okay.
That I had a notarized statement that I turned in to the election committee. I was that upset.
And what am I supposed to do with that?
What is going on? So just
What do you want
think
from
about
me?
it.
Okay?
You see all this stuff
You
going
saw.
down.
And maybe
Yes,
others
I
did too,
saw.
but honestly, I'm not, I
Right.
don't really not in that world. That's not one of my big things to.
Yeah. So this is my perspective. I go in there thinking that, everything is lovely. We have our rights. And, that's why I volunteered to be.
She obviously did not go in there thinking everything is lovely and we have our rights. She was looking for people to reject. She was looking for opportunities to help Donald Trump, obviously, right? She was looking for reasons to reject people. You did not believe everything was lovely. Don't even pretend otherwise.
A poll worker. I get paid to do it regardless from my job.
Okay, well, states run the elections. Get Florida to make it more strict. I don't know.
Yeah, and the way they make it more strict is to have ID. But when you're
it's
rejecting
Florida.
ID,
Well, you do have to have ID to vote. Everywhere. Literally fucking everywhere. It's, you have to have an ID to register. And once you're registered, you have your signature and your address down and your birth date and all of the information you need. And you have to enter that information when you vote. To subvert an election, to steal somebody's identity, to vote in their name, A, they would have to have not voted already because that's caught. And B, you would have to have their name, birthday, and be able to match their signature identically. And if they vote, then you're caught. None of that happened. That did not happen. They're trying to add the additional step of having an ID when you vote to make things more difficult. There really is no reason for it. But you know what? I don't give a fuck. Whatever.
they take you off the poll pad so that somebody will
do more
accept every
advocacy
ID.
in Florida. I don't know. Florida's not a left state by any means. I'm pretty sure they have a complete ownership on all branches of government in Florida.
Yes, I believe they do.
Right? If I'm not mistaken,
not
Republicans?
Tampa or Orlando.
Doesn't matter. It's state election
Jacksonville.
laws.
Right. Yeah, but it depends on who gives you the ballot.
And this
Oh, fucking please.
led to you being with a shit ton of debt.
Yes.
Someone voted illegally.
Absolutely. Well, think about it. I'm in there. Everything is lovely. I believe that our government is working for us.
She definitely just came on here to spread her complete fucking garbage everywhere, right? Although I think that it worked against her, actually. I think that she came across as a complete nutcase and not rational at all. I think that was probably the effect.
They're not. Nobody cares. It's done, right?
Sure. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So I moved to Florida. Everything's great.
Okay. So it was in Massachusetts where that was happening.
No, that was all in Florida.
Then why'd you say, so I moved to Florida? Okay.
Yeah.
Sequences of
He's a douchebag.
Yeah,
Fence lady.
we're in Florida now. Yes.
okay.
Still in
You're
Florida.
in Florida now. Okay. And
What I got from my little beach cottage in Massachusetts, I bought a
dang, you gave up
beautiful
a
house.
beach cottage in Massachusetts? That's like dreams and goals, though.
Right, but I'm not.
Lefty
I
summers?
don't have boomer wealth.
Well, you're
Right.
a boomer. That's for sure.
Yeah, I'm close. I think. I don't know.
Oh, you're boomer.
What? I'm Gen X.
Okay, boomer.
Okay, we
And
want to go to red
make
state. We want to leave blue
everything-
state.
Okay, I don't know what that was. I think that she's actually Gen X, not boomer. There aren't very many boomers anymore, actually, I don't think. Born between 1946 and 1964, if I'm not mistaken. And 1964 is pretty late in the game, right? Like, boomers are named that way because they are the children of the World War II veterans who came back after World War II and had a bunch of children. So World War II ended officially in 1940. When was it? 1946 or 1948? There were still people over there doing denazification in 1948. Although there was Japan as well. So we'll say 1948 to have a nice, sure number. And then they have, 3 or 4 kids over the course of 10 years. So 1958 really feels like the limit to me of the boomer generation, but I think it's 64.
Hey, go to
where-
red state. Okay, that.
Yeah, where
That's
it's just
what
a
I'm
little
connecting, I think.
more sanity, especially with all the COVID stuff that was going on.
There you go.
Lovely.
Very good. Okay,
Okay.
sure. So that's why you're in Florida. Okay, so it's
Yeah.
not because. So what are you saying that you could have overturned the election if you were there on January 6th and that would have stopped all the COVID
No,
issues?
but I could have been in a prison in a gulag somewhere, wherever they're putting people.
So you wouldn't be in debt because you would be in a gulag?
Well, partially, right? I'd be done.
I think she's saying that she wouldn't be in debt because she'd be getting part of this massive payoff from the government. The insurrectionists are getting paid out by the U.S. government for helping Trump commit his insurrection.
Done for.
Okay, very good. So you moved to Florida to get a little taste of red. Now you're red. Very good. Okay. So you went from extreme left to
Independent-
extreme right. You are not
independent
independent. You are
thinker.
not independent. You are not independent. I'm independent. When people like you say independent, it ruins people who actually are. You're not independent.
Okay, that's funny. I appreciate that. Independent is the incorrect position on a lot of things anyway, so I don't really see independent or see identifying as independent as virtuous at all. Like, the earth is not flat, okay? There is no middle ground on that. There is no, I'm independent on whether it's flat or it's round. No, it's round. There are correct answers to things.
Independent.
I
Just
will
own your
listen to
shit. It's
everybody.
okay. You don't listen to everyone, but you already have your worldviews. Dude, own it. I don't care if someone's left or right, but own it. Don't say you're independent.
Absolutely independent.
Bro.
Fucking please.
I do not like what
Oop.
Trump's doing right now at all.
What? What don't you like?
Because I don't know enough about it, right? Like Iran with the war and
Like, even when she said, I don't like what he's doing, she's still hedging and blaming herself. It's not what Trump is doing that I don't like. It's that I don't understand enough about it. That's the issue. She can't just say, I don't like what Trump is doing. What the fuck is wrong with her? Honestly.
stuff. Like
Which part?
because he said.
But is it because of
he
America
didn't-
First?
He didn't.
Or is it because...
Yeah, like
Well, there you go. That's usually
Yeah,
a more
but-
right-leaning populist perspective.
yeah,
Okay?
because we should take care of our people here.
Well, there you go. That's usually that position on the anti-Iran comes from the right populists, like Fuentes and stuff. Okay, very good. So, I mean, that's not screaming centrist.
So she didn't just disavow Fuentes. Do you notice that? People in this world know who Fuentes is. If she does not disavow him, there's a reason for it.
To me, what else do you disagree with? Centrist.
A lot of things. I'm socially liberal as well.
What?
In some ways.
In
yeah,
what ways?
We should be able to help out people. This country has so much money, we're just printing it for some reason.
Well,
What the fuck did... I thought you were describing how you're socially liberal. And now you're talking about monetary policy where we're just printing money. You know, we can print money like that. It's possible for us to do because we have an independent Federal Reserve. That's how that works.
I mean, 50%
Although-
of it goes to health and taking care of people. But,
I can't print my own money.
well,
Well, the Federal Reserve can.
yeah, that
you know?
wouldn't be very
What
good.
am I paying taxes for?
Huh?
What am I paying taxes for?
I'm so fucking lost, dude.
Well, 50% again to health and taking care of people. I mean, even though I'm sure there's lots of fraud and a lot of bullshit, but okay, so you disagree with
Lots of it.
No, I don't think there's that much fraud. I think there's almost no fraud. After Elon Musk went in there and tried to completely upend everything with Doge, and they didn't discover a single example, not one concrete example of actual real fraud. Or if they did discover a real example of actual real fraud, is it safe to assume they got rid of it? That they got rid of that fraud?
But you say I disagree with Trump. When you say that, you just mean Iran, which has split the right.
Well, it's just that all the things that he campaigned on doesn't seem to be coming to fruition.
But usually those people that say that from
absolutely.
the right-wing perspective is because not enough deportations, so they're upset with that from the Trump administration. The war in Iran because it's not America first. Well, what else?
That's it. So she's coming at it from the right. She's bitching about the things that Trump is doing from the far right. She's further right than Donald Trump is the point.
You're not centrist, lady. Let's just be honest. You're not centrist. You come from the right-wing perspective. But own it. I don't give a own it though. Don't say you're centrist. You're not centrist. You said your only liberal belief is you're okay having a little bit of welfare. Every modern economy believes that. Everyone believes that. Okay, that's not.
All right, so you wanted to know how this all ended up happening, right?
Yes, please. Yeah, take me there.
So it's now 2021, bought my house, which, okay, here's a liberal thing. I bought a swingers house.
People like
probably.
the fuck believe it or not, regardless of political.
Wait, why is that liberal to have a swingers house? I'm not even sure what she's talking about here. Is she saying that she had people over that she was living with, or is she saying that this house used to belong to swingers? Is that what she means? I can't even fucking tell.
Political ideology.
Yeah.
Just gonna let you know. But okay, yeah,
So-
very, very left of you.
I had to invest some of the money from the sale of my house into this house. So I wasn't
That's usually how it works when
sitting-
selling a house and buying a house.
Yeah. So it hadn't been updated since 93.
Oh, for fuck's sake, why did you buy a house that would require that much work to bring it up to date?
Because
3
I
decades.
fell in love with it.
Why?
Because it looked like a house that a Florida person would come out of in a pastel suit and a Ferrari in the
So it
yard.
looks like a house built in Florida.
Yes.
I feel like there's probably more of them
Yes. The whole neighborhood
in
looks
Florida.
like that.
Oh,
And it had a pool.
oh, that's very rare for Florida.
After grinding for 40
Oh.
years,
Yes, yes, yes.
I deserve this.
Grinding doing what? No such thing as deserved, by the way. Fuck you.
Absolutely deserve it.
Okay.
I was cleaning.
Oh, there
dirty
is an
hotel
entitled, more
rooms.
left position of you. You deserve. Fuck you. No, you don't. Work and
Absolutely.
get.
Why is that considered left wing? Like, to say that I deserve something? Who on the left says I deserve this? I'm sorry. I don't even know. Like, where is that coming from?
Work and get or don't. It's up to you what you do with your life.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
So I'm like 16 years old counting pills in a pharmacy and giving out medications to people. It was legal
Wow.
in 1986.
What trauma? Okay.
I'm cleaning hotel. I'm talking about like people that don't have to do these things now.
What the fuck is she talking about? People don't count pills in pharmacies today?
Who are having their parents taking care of them. Like me, I was working this whole time.
My kid works. My kid started working at, I think, 16, maybe 17. People start working at 16 or 17. That's how our fucking economy works. What are you talking about? I'm on the left, and I have a kid who works. And I worked at 16. Yes, I believe I was 16.
And now I'm seeing like, it doesn't matter where my taxes go, cleaning dirty hotel beds in a hotel, having to
no
wear
one likes paying
gloves.
taxes. I don't know. What are you saying right
Literally everybody has to fucking work.
now?
Yeah, so
you
I was
worked.
like-
Congratulations. You did
Yeah.
what everyone does.
Yeah.
Okay.
So after 40 years of doing that,
yeah.
I'm done. I want to have a year
Can you
to
afford
myself.
it? A year to yourself? What entitlement is this? What bullshit entitlement? F- you. Until modern civilization, people just worked and died on the field. I don't give a fuck you. You don't deserve anything.
I absolutely do.
No, you absolutely don't. No
Yeah.
one deserves anything. I don't deserve anything. If
That's funny. You know the boomer generation used to be called the me generation. They were selfish or whatever. They were called selfish by their parents. I think that's interesting. Not that, again, I don't think that there's anything. I think that categorizing people by the year they were born is kind of silly. I don't think it's fair to do that. I'll be honest. I do think, though, that a disproportionate number of people from that generation are causing big problems in society right now, though.
If I work hard, if I'm strategic with my money, I can afford reap what I sow. No one deserves. I'm sorry. The only things I would be okay with deserve is like, yeah, maybe basic like minimum food, and we got that. And, you know, just like making sure people survive. Okay, I'm good with that part. Sounds like you are too. But deserve, you don't. No one deserves to take a year off of work.
No, I worked during the whole thing. I worked during my
Sounds like you didn't take a year
YOLO
off.
2025.
Okay. Now how's
Okay. Actually, I want to go grab something real fast. Anyway, that's fascinating. Yeah, tell me what you think about it in the comments. I'm going to go grab some coffee real fast. I wish that I'd made that one a little bit longer, but I wanted to listen to something real fast. Actually, you know what? I'm going to grab some coffee, and while I'm getting coffee, I'm going to start a poll. You guys tell me what we should watch. What should we watch? Continue this or listen to JW's anti-evolution book? It's on YouTube. I'm sorry, Twitch people. We won't be able to... I can't put a poll on Twitch. You'll have to go to YouTube if you want to do the poll, but I do see you at the very least on Twitch. All right, I'm going to go get some coffee, some kofefe, if you will. I'll be back in 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Let's see. People are saying continue this mostly. Okay, continue this then. Suppose. I text to speech the Jehovah's Witness book. We will continue this if you guys choose to, but I created a compilation of primary source material about a guy named Father Kuhn. He was a Catholic priest who famously walked around with Nazi death squads in Budapest, in Hungary area, and would yell, "In the name of Christ, fire," when they raised their guns to groups of Jews. It was pretty psychotic, and I gathered a bunch of primary source material on him and put it all into this compilation that's pretty long. And I had to translate it all from Hungarian. So anyway, yeah. And it looks like it just finished. Let's see what it sounds like. Hold on.
Father Andras Kuhn.
1 second. Let me just jump down to... It should be separated by... I just want to hear what it sounds like real fast. Damn, I forgot to put chapter breaks in. That sucks. Okay. Let's just jump down a little bit further here.
He persuaded party organizer Joseph Guerra to protest against the atrocities and managed to set some police investigations in motion. He informed Wallenberg about a planned pogrom in the ghetto, and his deputy, Ferenc Perjesi, actually moved into the ghetto in an attempt to improve conditions. Arjarezian, a doctor of Armenian origin, had been the Aerocross's deputy youth leader until his expulsion in 1939. After Horthy's ceasefire attempt, he rejoined the party and became its second deputy leader in the 6th district. As the only functionary with legible handwriting, he was assigned the task of completing all the official warrants, which enabled him to save several lives, particularly at 1 Zishigino Street. He obtained a protection certificate for this building from the Swiss embassy, and then procured orders from the Interior Ministry to convert it into a Jewish hospital, although officially it was supposed to be a free Aero Cross clinic.
Interesting. Let's just jump further down here.
The order could not be carried out because by that time, the starving inmates were hardly able to walk. On 1st January 1945, Salasi's special representative, Erno Vajna, had issued his first order for all the occupants of the international ghetto to be transferred to the ordinary ghetto, purportedly for military reasons, but in reality to facilitate the murders. On 4th January, he repeated the order, and this time even Wallenberg found it impossible to prevaricate. On 5th and 6th January, 5,000 occupants of the Swedish houses were marched, under fire from Soviet fighter aircraft, to the ordinary ghetto.
Interesting. And here's the Life, How Did It Get Here by Creation or by Evolution book. Oh, no. Hold on, I'm getting an error on my program. Give me a second. Yeah, here, book. This. Okay, let me see. I think it's, I didn't sanitize the title of the book is the issue. Yeah, I didn't sanitize the title. Okay, let me just open. Let's see how it sounds. Output. Here it is.
How did it start?
Actually, let me open it directly. And speed. Double.
How did it start?
That's too fast. Faster.
Life. How did it start? Life is everywhere around us. It is evident in the humming of insects, the singing of birds, the rustlings of small animals in the underbrush. It exists in the icy polar regions and in parched deserts. It is present from the sea's sunlit surface to its darkest depths.
I actually added a new feature to my program, basically. I added an analysis feature. So you can look at... here, let's just... Actually, let's do 2 pages per thing, yeah. Yeah, here you go. So you can look at different things, like on the right side here. Geologists would explain such major upheavals as catastrophism, but Genesis indicates direction and control by a creator. It highlights the really crazy parts, and you can kind of scan through and see. Authority claims, where then did Moses learn all these things? Apparently someone who was there. Historical revisionism. There's not a hint of them. Wait. None of those transitional forms have been found. There is not a hint of them. Are there any fossils of giraffes with necks 2/3 or 3/4 as long as at present? Are there any fossils of birds evolving a beak from a reptile jaw? So anyway, it finds all of the absolutely insane sections of the book. I did something similar with Briefcase, but yeah, I think it's pretty cool. I'm excited about it. Hold on. All right. Well, it's looking like you guys want to continue, so let's continue.
This looks like a normal ass house. I don't know. I just pulled it up on Zillow, so.
Oh, it's very special.
No.
It was special to me, and that's why I bought it.
No.
You can say it's special to you, and you cannot argue with that, okay? If she feels it's special to her, then it is.
Yeah. Changed the pool to salt water.
What?
Yeah. Painted inside. Had to get rid of that
Whoa! Paint?
carpet. Didn't know what was in that carpet. Had to get all the mirrors off the walls.
Wow.
Fully mirrored.
Hero. The trauma you've been through in your boomer life.
So there goes. We're going to learn you today.
Yeah, learn me something. You learned me that you did pill separation. I definitely bet the person who gives me my monthly medication doesn't do that.
Probably not, because it's illegal now.
What? Does fucking
Letting
count
minors
pills?
count pills. Yeah.
Oh my.
I don't understand. I'm not even convinced that it's like they have little pill counters. They didn't have pill counters before. Are you saying you want to go back to the good old days when they used to count pills by hand? Because a lot of mistakes were made back then. A lot.
Yeah, but where? You were making money when you were young. Okay, I don't know. I was I worked this Steak and Shake that age.
Here is all like this shit going on where obviously we don't have a government that gives a shit about us.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm like, so why is I'm getting stressed because of work?
Yeah, what do you
know?
what's your job? Stressed out.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, so I said,
What's your job?
I'm a project manager for energy
You're
management.
stressed out being a project manager, something AI can basically do for you. God.
I don't think project manager is going to be replaced by AI. I think that's one of the jobs that probably needs a human to do it. Honestly, like, I think that AI is going to... I'll tell you what AI has done in the software field. It's basically replaced all, or it has basically promoted all junior developers to management. So AI in programming is effectively like a junior developer. And now you, the previous junior developer, are responsible for the code, and you tell it to go out and do this and fix this stuff, and you review the code and make sure that it works. I think that the way AI is going to affect the software field is they're not going to hire people without a degree anymore. I think that's what it's going to do. I think I don't have a degree in software engineering, but I've been doing it literally since I was 9 years old. Literally, I was 9. And I was writing C, not C++. That's for pussies. No, just kidding. There goes monetization. I was writing in C at 9. That's not going to happen anymore. Because people are just... Because AI makes programming, it just changes the face of the industry. That's all. And if, you know, people don't have a reason to learn coding directly anymore. They don't need to, because AI does all of the coding for you now. So, I don't know. I think there's still value in learning to code directly, though.
How are you stressed being a project manager?
It was the situations that I was in within this company.
Let me guess,
Yes.
the project became complicated.
No, I could handle complicated.
The people became complicated.
Yes.
Oh, that never
I thought you said you could handle complicated. What happened to that?
happens in social workplaces, environments, at all, with humans, complicated creatures. Drowning in student loans with massive...
Okay, moving forward. Thank you, sir.
...from the high interest trap and get your finances under control once and for all.
But here I am, like 40 years of grinding.
Oh, you
I
did
get
it.
some medical bad news.
Cancer?
And I was, I actually have an aneurysm in one of my aortas, but it was due to stress.
That's scary. First of all, I'm not convinced it's due to stress. But maybe, I suppose. Okay. And second, I believe an aneurysm is basically where the blood vessel's wall gets weak. Like your aorta's wall is weak. And the blood pressure starts pushing it out like a balloon, basically. It's pushing on it. And it's now a little pocket. And it has weaker walls in that pocket because it had to stretch out. And it could burst at any moment. And if it does, you will bleed out internally and die. People get aneurysms in their brain sometimes. And there's no fixing that. It's just, yeah, that's it. Goodbye, basically. Horrifyingly, I'm sorry to say. That's generally how it works. And if she has one in her heart, at least it's not the brain. Maybe you could have a surgery, but it would be very, very dangerous, very risky to do surgery like that. I don't know. I don't know how one would even do that. That's a really, really bad situation.
So.
Okay, is it still there?
Yes.
Okay, what do you do about it?
Yeah. Well, the first doctor basically was just telling me that there's nothing I can do about it, and I'm just going to have to deal with it, and it'll burst.
Okay.
We're going to monitor
and
it.
when it does, what happens?
And you die.
Oh, that's not good.
Right, yeah. So refuse to do
decrease
anything.
stress? Do you take like a medication or something? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, so I did all the things. I lost the weight. I went down to 135. I was in my goal weight.
Personal
so this is all
choices,
before
okay.
this financial meltdown happened.
Financial meltdown.
Right?
Ah, yes.
I'm in YOLO 2025.
Yep. The year of January 6th.
Yeah, well, that's the basis of this.
No, it's
because I was
not.
happy. That happened. And
You were
I'm just
happy
like,
until
what?
January 6th happened, and then you were angry? Which
Yeah,
led you to
because-
being stressed and getting an aneurysm?
It's related.
Okay, so Trump was president. 2016, he won. Trump lost. January 6th happened. That upset you. You got stressed and fat. You had an aneurysm.
Okay, she got stressed and fat. I don't think she got stressed and fat. I think she got stressed. She wasn't fat, I believe, but okay.
That's the sequence of events? Did I finally get it 28 minutes in? Because that kind of answers it, I guess, actually. So is that what happened?
No, I'm stressed.
Yeah, okay.
Just with what's going on in the world. Just knowing that this.
Okay, then the
it's all
world is
fake.
not for you. It's time
Everything's
to
fake and
disconnect.
gay.
Then disconnect.
100%. She needs to disconnect. This person of all people needs to leave politics immediately. Like, get the fuck out. It is too much for you. You are literally having an aneurysm over what's happening in politics today. Get out. Get the fuck out.
Disconnect.
Yeah.
Disconnect. It's not for everyone. If you can't handle the news, don't listen to it. And your life won't change. Like, the world won't change around you, but your life will be improved. Some people, I like to be informed as much as I can, but it doesn't stress me out. So I'm okay. But if it's stressing you out to the point of death, disconnect.
But
Absolutely.
Nothing will change.
that was a different kind of.
What
stress.
happens if you're not as invested? The world doesn't get better or worse. So just stop. You're dying.
I appreciate that. That's absolutely on point.
Well, this was my mindset. Okay, I'm just laying the foundation of the mindset of where I was when YOLO 2025 had to
YOLO
begin.
20 Okay, so YOLO 2025, right. Okay, third time I've heard it. That must mean it means something.
Well, it's just when this meltdown happened. It kind of
What's the
started in
meltdown?
2024. So here I am, like working.
So YOLO
I'm realizing
2025
that
started in 24.
it's all bullshit. Yeah, a little bit.
It's all bullshit. What do you mean it's all bullshit? Let's define that worldview. If that's what defines all of your
It
finances.
doesn't matter what you vote for. Doesn't matter
Lies.
who's
That's not true. That's just not true.
in who's president.
Objectively wrong. Doesn't really matter with national debt. You're correct on that. But social policies and a lot of different things, foreign policy, absolutely it matters. What are you talking about? We definitely what?
What has changed?
What has changed in terms of foreign policy specifically?
Well, people are literally like in concentration camps in El Salvador right now. There's that. Literally being tortured right now for nothing. You remember the gay barber, the gay makeup artist dude? He's literally in a concentration camp right now and has been for years now. Because, everybody forgot about him and moved on. Rape is a regular part of life there. They never turn the lights off. They never see the sun. They barely sleep. They barely eat. Kilmar Abrego Garcia lost 40 pounds or something when he was there just for a few months. And this gay makeup artist is still there right now. That changed. He wasn't there under Biden. He went there under Trump. So that's different, right?
No, I'm just saying
Well, I
in
don't
my
think
day-to-day life.
Biden, I don't
doesn't
think
matter.
would have done anything with Iran, good or bad.
He doesn't even know what planet he was on.
Sure, okay, but listen, like
He wouldn't have done anything with Iran. Also, complete bullshit. He did know what planet he was on. He came out and gave speeches and talked to people and shit all the time. You cannot say with a straight face he didn't know what planet he was on. He absolutely did. He was absolutely with it.
Trump went in, he was much more against Iran getting a nuclear missile. You can agree or disagree with the war, but like I don't think Biden would have done that. Okay, very good. Trump ripped up the Iranian nuclear deal. You can agree or disagree with the deal, doesn't matter. Biden wouldn't have done that. Trump did in his first term. There are different things that happen, okay? We're much more Ukraine against Russia during the Biden administration, a lot more money going over there. Things are different. You know, where we
just whose pocket the money is going into.
No.
Fucking what? Biden was not pocketing a bunch of money from like countries around the world or whatever. Donald Trump most definitely is.
I mean, even just the relationship with NATO is different. The trade tensions and trade policies, and even just the conversations around Greenland. It's different. It's different per administration. You can't say nothing matters.
It doesn't matter in my day-to-day life.
Well, okay.
That's the point.
That's relatively true. Now,
Yes.
now the tax cuts would have expired. Your taxes would have actually gone up a little, so it actually does kind of matter. So you can't actually say that. But, okay, closer to true than not.
Right. So
I'll give you that.
One thing that I did notice that changed, though, was the interest rate on my student loan.
Okay, well, that's the Federal Reserve, lady.
Yeah, well,
She has no fucking clue what she's talking about. She's just gone.
Federal Reserve under Biden, I got an 8% student loan.
Dude, that was Jerome Powell who was put there.
Yeah, the Federal Reserve is independent, specifically, intentionally, so that the president cannot affect monetary policy like that. It is independent for that exact reason. She doesn't seem to understand, like, literally the first thing about any of this.
By Trump in his first term.
He's terrible at his
Okay,
job.
but that wasn't Biden.
It was during his
I'm not
time.
sucking Biden's dick. It doesn't matter. The Federal Reserve is independent of the president.
All right, and that's why we can't get good interest rates now.
Yes, why was interest rates high? Because inflation was high. No one likes high interest rates. But what's worse is high inflation.
And
High inflation is
that's
worse than
why-
high employment.
That is
unemployment.
why I am where I am now.
What? After all that,
I'm
all that
sitting
rambling,
on
and you're like,
this
that's it,
money.
and that's it. You're
Yeah,
sitting on money
I
right
was
now.
sitting on money.
Oh, was. Okay.
Yes. And now I find out about this thing. I feel my
What
mortality.
what thing? What thing?
The
The aorta thing, dumbass. Damn.
aneurysm.
Okay.
And this doctor's very negative about the whole thing and basically telling me there's nothing that
Did
they
you
can
get a
do.
second opinion?
I absolutely did.
Good.
That guy said, I need more salt in my diet. We could monitor this a little more aggressively, and I will have to go for a surgery, but it is possible.
There you go.
So great. But I'm hearing this over a year later.
I don't know what's involved in a surgery to get rid of an aneurysm in your aorta. That's pretty rough.
Okay.
I'm
Should have
already
gotten a second
doing-
opinion a little quicker, but
Absolutely. Absolutely. But to get
doesn't everyone know that? But
to get
okay.
a heart doctor in
It sounds like she went on a trip around the world and burned up all of her savings in 2024. Jesus fucking Christ. Windows Update keeps... Please fucking leave me alone, Windows Update. It will not stop dinging. Anyway, it's really infuriating me. Holy fucking shit, dude. It sounds like she went on a YOLO trip around the world. Isn't that what she called it? Because she was dying. That's totally understandable. I get that. Although, you kind of, you burn through your savings like that. You're going to have to deal with it at the end of it. So,
absolutely. But to get
Doesn't everyone know that? But
to get a
okay.
heart doctor in Florida.
Yeah,
an
isn't that where
appointment,
everyone's dying? Isn't
Exactly.
that perfect?
And they
for heart doctors?
yes, they have the best heart doctors in Florida, actually.
cram up the doctor's offices.
Well, what did you think? The supply and demand? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We don't have enough doctors down there, I guess.
I guess.
Or we
Or
have
maybe
too
your
many old
insurance
people.
doesn't allow. Okay.
Yeah.
Dude, she really wants the boomers to die off. It's probably not fair of me to say such a thing, that I want boomers to die off or whatever. I don't really. My grandmother was a boomer, and I cared about her more than anybody on planet Earth, and we lost her. And that was hard, And categorizing people like that, I don't think is really helpful either. So I don't really have a problem with anybody from any generation specifically. It's just the people, the individuals that are causing problems. That's all.
Maybe you don't have great insurance. I don't know.
My
but
insurance
continue.
is good. Yeah. So anyway,
then, okay.
I feeling my mortality. 2024 it did start, and I went to a concert, and I hadn't gone in 10 years, and I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to go to a show.
Kid Rock.
I'm going. Oh God, no.
That's funny. Kid Rock, absolutely.
Okay, it was a joke.
Although
Oh,
it was falling in reverse, and I wanted to go VIP, right?
She doesn't like Kid Rock. I find that interesting. Why not? She's all in for MAGA. It seems to me that Kid Rock would be like the person that she likes the most.
It was
course.
wonderful.
yeah, the $20.
And it felt great. I felt
Yippee.
alive. I felt great. All of this bullshit, all of that crap.
Oh my goodness, yeah, surround yourself with negativity all day. It's weird when you actually
Yeah.
do something nice that it's
Yes.
your brain is happy.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So there was all this bullshit going on in the world, in my life, in everything, medically, feeling my mortality. Yeah. I'm going to enjoy myself.
Okay, so you spent a few $100 on a concert ticket. That's why our finances are.
Well, I flew to Raleigh, North Carolina for this show,
Oh no.
and I got the VIP meet and greet.
Oh no.
And because I
So she probably spent thousands of dollars, like or even maybe tens of thousands of dollars. So much fucking money, it sounds like, right? On like plane tickets and everything. You know what? You're feeling your mortality? I get it. I don't hold it against her. I hold against her being a piece of shit Trump supporter, though. That's definitely something I hold against her.
had to show Ronnie Radke my shirt. Anyway, paid extra for that. And then I decide, you know what? I'm just going to go to all the shows I can. The money always comes.
But it doesn't, is the problem. It doesn't always come.
That's the thing. The money has always come.
Not for your boomer ass. Good luck getting employed again if you get laid off.
Well, that's the problem, right? And I've been at my job for 16 years, and I'm realizing that too. These companies don't care about you grinding for all this time.
In what way? Depends how you define care.
You can get let go in a heartbeat.
Yes, that's not
Yes.
care. I care about the people working here, but if there is a budget crisis or if someone sucks at their job, that's not caring about them.
They won't do anything. Like, nobody's going to come and say, let us help you, or do you.
I mean, I appreciate his analysis. Companies aren't there to give a shit about the employees. They should certainly make sure the employees are fairly compensated, but I don't want the company to give a shit about me, quote unquote. I want the company to fairly compensate me. Plain and simple. I don't need them to send some representative from HR to check up on me after I have my kid or whatever fucking shit. Give me money and paid time off and medical insurance that is proportionate to what I deserve, and leave me the fuck alone. I don't want you to care about me. That's the way I see it. I have all kinds of shit going on in my life, and none of it includes the company that I work for caring about me. Of course, the company I work for is my own company, so it does actually care about me.
You need anything.
What do you mean? Do your job. What do you think you're employed for?
Well, I'm talking about the businesses that I've worked for are very big corporations.
Sure. What, you want them to come suck your dick for doing your job? What do you mean?
So I'm going to shows. I'm doing what I want.
Okay, well, she was dying. She had she looked death in the face. I've done that. It's hard. I get it. I understand why you would want to go off and have a good time, but now you're in financial ruin, so. Well, I don't even think she's in financial ruin, truthfully. She's not. She's just... She is now dealing with tight finances. That's it. It's tight finances. It's not all that much.
The money always comes. It always comes.
Except
This is the advice that I would give to her. I saw ahead a little bit on this, and I know that she has lots of credit cards. She refinanced her house. Consolidate all of your cards into one. Go to a consolidation company, and they will help you consolidate all of that shit. She makes like $7,000 a month, I think, and her mortgage is $2,300, which is pretty normal, but it's all of the debt on top of it that's a problem. I think one of those consolidation companies would help with her.
Not really, because you just established if you get laid off, you're probably no age discrimination in this country. You would be
Yeah, I would now, but I wouldn't have been
a
before.
year ago. Yes, you would have been.
Well, before
What's different?
2024. Yeah, a year ago, it was YOLO 2025. That's why. It was, I'm going to do anything I want. I am going to.
But you still would have been. You would have had to find another job, and the job market wasn't as great then either.
But it doesn't, I'm not planning on getting laid off. Like, I'm not going to lose my
you're
job.
not planning on getting. Oh, she's not planning on getting laid off.
I had money.
Very good.
I had money.
Project manager. Guess what's the
Yeah.
easiest thing to replace with it?
Bro, take a year off? How the fuck does somebody take a year off? I can't take a fucking month off. Take a year off. She must have been nearly a millionaire to be able to take a year off. Yeah, maybe not a millionaire. Yeah. No, she must have had at least a couple $100,000 in savings before to burn through it like that. Wild. I've always been curious how you'd handle MAGA supporters and the MAGA cult once the Democrats take power again. There's something called transitional justice. I've researched this heavily. And it is the formal name for denazification. We have a lot of experience with transitional justice as the result of the Eastern Bloc Soviet countries after the Soviet Union fell. They all collapsed into dictatorships. And then they collapsed back into democracies after a while, around 1995, or give or take, or earlier than that even. And the way that they handled these dictatorships and the atrocities that they committed was the transitional justice system. That's what it's called. And you basically you categorize people into three groups afterward. The first group is arch criminals. People like in the Holocaust, like like Hitler, Himmler, Goebbels, Goring, and even other, Rudolf Hess and Julius Streicher and people like that. The second category, they are basically, let me rephrase. The second category is basically the bureaucrats. Hitler's pilot and secretaries and concentration camp guards, people who ran the machine, people who were responsible for making the machine happen. That was the second group. The first group, the arch criminals, they would usually, be put to death in these Soviet countries, these Eastern Bloc, ex-dictatorships. They were put to death, just like the Nazis were. The bureaucrats were subjected to lustration, is what it's called. They were sent through a vetting process to see what their level of involvement was. And if they were involved in the crimes of the state, they would be put in prison for the rest of their lives, 20 years, 30. And the final category is informants. It was people who supported the regime through things like, just the average MAGA supporter today is what that would be, kind of. And they were subjected to truth commissions. they would be named and shamed. Their faces would be plastered on posters, on telephone poles everywhere, all across the city. In Germany, they had Spruchhammer courts, is what it was called, where they would go through people's, names and verify that they were involved or exonerate them or whatever. So that is generally what you do in transitional justice systems to make sure that everybody faces accountability for what they've done. You name and shame the informants, the regular MAGA supporters, and make it impossible for them to get a job, impossible for them to operate on a day-to-day basis as punishment for what they did. Basically, that's how you do it. And I believe that we are going to see that. Lucky for us, this is actually a pretty consistent problem in society, in the world. This denazification problem. This dictatorships always leave a mess of damage and destruction in their wake. This is a consistent problem, and as a consistent problem, it had to be worked out. And we did it. So, anyway, that's what's going to happen in a post-Trump world. People are going to be subjected to truth commissions, regular MAGA supporters, and we're going to completely clean the government out of all of these people, all of these MAGA scumbags. Everybody involved is going to at least be removed from government permanently. Many 501c3s are going to be dissolved. MAGA 501c3s, they're going to be dissolved permanently and not allowed to work with or contract with the government ever again, that kind of thing. That's how these things work. I'm very, very confident that's going to happen. In fact, I'm bordering on the possibility that maybe we might even see pardons reversed. That's a tall claim, and I don't know that we can fully expect that. But that tends to happen in transitional justice systems as well. Pardons are reversed. The law is erased for a time until things are set right. So I don't know. We'll see.
AI.
Well, they haven't so far.
So far is the key word there.
I don't think they're going to replace her job with AI. Project manager is one of those jobs that's going to be very, very difficult to replace with AI. Management is not AI's forte, put it that way.
Bro.
Yeah, so
What is even in your retirement, Boomer?
you can let that go right now.
Nope.
Yes. Or you will be boy.
I'm okay with being boy.
Okay, boy.
Oh no, I'm so insulted. Okay. Yes, what's in your retirement?
About 75,000.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
But I had
shit.
always been responsible, always had put money in
not
there.
with $75,000 to 56.
I got divorced. I had to take all the money out of that.
What? How much did you lose in the divorce?
I have no idea. I don't pay attention to any of this. The money
so
always
financially
comes.
responsible of you.
I am not claiming
What?
to be financially responsible.
Didn't
I'm
you
just saying the
say
money
she
always
was?
comes.
Didn't you just say this? I've always been financially responsible?
Well, before, I'm talking about
Okay, before you would have
And
known how
before
much
the
money you
money
had. You would have known how much money you had.
If she had just led with, I had an aneurysm in my heart and I had basically a crisis moment where I went completely out of my fucking head for a minute. For a year, I didn't know what to do with myself, and I bought a swingers house and I went on cruises and shit because I thought I was about to die. If she had led with that instead of, if I had only gone to January 6th, this would be a completely different conversation.
God.
Can pardons be reversed? Not yet. Not yet.
I never pay attention to
Then
that.
you can't say you were financially responsible.
But the money was always there.
There for what? You're in debt. You can't say the money was there. You're putting it all in debt, you moron. What are you talking about,
Yeah,
man?
well, the money was always
Do
there.
you think you're ever going to retire because of $75,000? No. Social Security benefits are going to be cut by a legally mandated minimum 25% by 2033.
So basically, aggressive denazification. If I'm hearing you right, Truth Commission's basically like an aggressive humiliation ritual. Not an aggressive humiliation ritual. And what I described isn't even aggressive. That's just the bare minimum normal level of denazification. You can go all out and get really aggressive with denazification if you want, and start executing anybody involved to any degree. But what I described is the moderate, normal, standard, run-of-the-mill denazification, modern-day denazification. Denazification was the first time we really attempted something like that in history, in modern history, certainly. And we didn't really know what we were doing, so it was a bit of a mess. We had the Fragebogen, is what it was called, and then the Meldebogen later on. They were documents you had to fill out. I have a copy of it, actually, interestingly enough. It was like 140 questions, and it tried to figure out how involved you were in the regime, the Nazi regime. But anyway, the point is, what I described is pretty run-of-the-mill denazification. Modern denazification. Truth commissions are like humiliation to some degree, but the real goal is to push those people out and disincentivize people from doing that in the future. And that goes for like around the world. If people see what America does to supporters of, Nazi regimes, they will be less likely to engage in it themselves, or they'll try to do it a little quieter at the very least, because they don't want to be subjected to truth commissions. So yes, the average run-of-the-mill Trump supporter will probably be cut off from government benefits and subjected to truth commissions, and they're gonna be treated like the Nazis were after World War II in Germany, which is the average Nazi supporter had a really hard time getting a job. They had to work hard labor jobs because nobody else would hire them, basically. And it was, it wasn't really good money. Basically the equivalent of you get to work at McDonald's for the rest of your fucking life and you don't get to move up to a manager position. Not by law, just because everyone's embarrassed to be around you, basically.
Unless we push retirement age, which would you, or lower benefits across the board, but that's already going to happen. Do you know why? Are you tracking that?
Because the boomers aren't dying off quick enough.
No.
That's a big group of people that.
So you don't know why?
No, and I'm gonna go early anyway, so I'm not really worried about it.
Okay, well, the reason why is because every single dollar that's going out has to be coming in. There will be nothing left on the side. So the moment that happens, mandatory minimum 25% cut across the board of retirement benefits. The only way to prevent that is, of course, rain payroll tax or Social Security taxes or
get rid of fraud. Get rid of.
That's not going to happen. There is effectively zero fraud in the Social Security system. Virtually zero. I'm comfortable saying that. You know why? Because Elon Musk was ready to burn everything to the ground, including his reputation, to find fraud in Social Security, and he didn't find it. He found people's Social Security numbers, and then one of the Doge shitheads stole them and sold them to the black market. Yes, everybody's Social Security number has been compromised. All of ours. But he didn't find fraud in the Social Security number, except for the fraud that he was committing. So I'm comfortable saying there's virtually zero fraud. People have been through it, really aggressive pieces of shit who have been intent on finding it, and they didn't find any.
sending money all over the world.
That's not going to happen, unfortunately. But even still, I mean, Social Security is paid out through the Social Security Fund regardless. So that's not going to, giving the country another money wouldn't change that unless they allocate more money towards that through a different tax. I don't know. It's up to you. I guess. I don't know. Well, you have no idea what you're talking about. You don't even know why your benefits would get cut. How are you going to retire with that 25% cut that is maybe going to happen, or the age gets pushed?
Well,
and you have $75,000.
That's what I want to figure out, because I am going to live now. It's a different ballgame.
Okay. That's contradicting when you just said you're not going to be here for very long.
Well, I'm
going
to live long, and I want to retire like yesterday. I want to be done.
Well, good luck. You kind of f***ed around your entire life and didn't pay attention to anything and was not financially responsible. Now you have $75,000. And you know what's going to happen, ladies and gentlemen? I roll my eyes every time I see it now. You know what's going to happen? She's going to be 70. And there's going to be a clip online on Twitter or TikTok or a news piece about a 70-year-old working a cashier position at Walmart. And we're all going to be so sad saying, oh, no one her age should have to work to pay the bills. She lived her entire life around, did whatever the she wanted, didn't sacrifice one thing.
I think that's unfair. You know, people, first of all, people don't have financial literacy. That's a really big problem. And second, the circumstances in people's lives line up in such a way that it just doesn't work out well for them. Like, sometimes it just doesn't work out well. It sounds like she worked her entire life and saved and everything, but then she had a near-death experience and kind of lost it. That's what it sounds like to me. And, you know, these things happen. So I don't really fully blame her for that.
And then she's going to look old, sad, and pathetic.
For 1 year.
No, dude, your entire life, you probably lived beyond your means. You can't tell me how much you had. I know with the money that you have been making throughout your life, if you sent 20% aside on a yearly basis, you would be retiring a multimillionaire with what the stock market has done in your life. You. So there's going to be a pathetic, sad story. Then we're going to get bad policies, raising taxes and bullshit like that to give more shit to her, the generation that had everything and sacrificed nothing. And then they look sad on camera. Off. You should have sacrificed some shit.
That was the boomers who were given all that.
No. The economy under Generation X was phenomenally good as well. Boomer generation had a lot of stuff. Too. I mean, let me rephrase. The boomer generation had a lot of stuff, but you had a lot of stuff as well in your life. And obviously she did well for herself. She's a project manager pretty much her whole life, it sounds like, right? Things went really well for her, it sounds to me. So I don't really want to hear it.
You're like 2 years different. Shut the f up.
The point
Same thing's
is
going to happen every generation with the sad video of an old person that shouldn't have to work to survive. You just decided not to do anything.
I completely disagree with him on this, honestly. Like, when people get to a certain age, here's the fact of the matter, okay? This is the fact. Some large percentage of people aren't going to save their money for retirement because they don't know how. They don't know anything about it. You have to take active effort to look into this and understand what's involved and all of that shit. In other countries, they have automatic retirement funds. It's like part of taxes. They just take it out and then they give it to you after you retire, and that's the end of the story. And that's what it should be. I don't care who you are or what you made when you were young or whatever. You should be able to survive after retirement, period. This is one of those things that I don't care what you did when you were alive or when you were young or whatever, you should be able to survive, at least when you retire. You can blame them for quote unquote bad decisions or whatever, but some percentage, what is it, 20, 30, 40, 50, 80%? I don't know, 2% who, when they get to retirement, don't have anything in retirement? I don't give a fuck what reason there is for this problem. I don't care. This problem should not exist. It just shouldn't. And I don't care How many? If it's one person who's struggling, then we should, as a society, guarantee that they will be okay.
Anything, you could be a multi-millionaire. With the
Well,
income you have had throughout your life.
Yeah, if I stayed in a bad marriage and continued along with that.
No, it has
I was
nothing
a
to do with
divorced
that.
parent of
I don't-
2 kids.
I don't give a even if you're contributing 10%, you would have been a multimillionaire.
That's fine, but it couldn't happen then.
Yes, it could have.
No, it couldn't.
You didn't spend one penny going out to eat at all.
I barely went out to eat. I was also getting.
Lies.
I didn't even graduate from college till I was 30.
I don't give a shit. That doesn't
That's
matter.
how-
30 to years 56 with what the stock market has done, 10% of your income throughout those years.
It would
you
have been
at a couple
lovely
million
if I had
bucks.
10% to
You
even
absolutely
give.
did.
I was laid off for 18 months during that time as well.
18 months out of multiple
There
decades.
and that money had to come from somewhere. And it
I know
came
for a
from my
fact you just
retirement
taken a
account.
match. Free money.
Yeah, I
Yeah, if you work for a company who matches your retirement or whatever, you should be putting in the full amount to match because it is literally free money. Like, if they match you, 6% or whatever of your income, and you make 100,000 a year, that's 6,000, right, per year. 6%, 6,000. Yeah, I think that's right. They're matching you. They're giving you 12,000. They're giving you an additional 6,000 a year. Basically, that means that instead of making 100,000 a year, you're making 106,000 a year. You should be matching. You should be putting that entire amount in. And it's an index fund, usually, is what it's invested in, index funds. So it's going to increase by 7% per year anyway, give or take. So it's more than just an additional 6,000 a year. It's, I don't know, what is it? Maybe you're getting a total of 20,000 a year total put into your savings, give or take, if I had to guess. It's probably way off. But the point is, it's free money. And if you're just putting 6,000 in, you're making a ton of it. You should definitely be putting in and sacrificing anywhere else that is necessary. If at all possible. Oh, plus retirement accounts, you can borrow against. You can get loans against those.
I have that right now.
Now, oh my gosh, she doesn't understand. I know for a fact. I look through statements for three days a week. 3 days a week, multiple years. Everyone thinks they don't spend money. You spent money. I don't want to.
I have spent money recently, but I'm saying all along.
There is not a single piece of me that believes that. And then who even knows how long you're going to last at this company? No offense. You're one of the first ones to go. You're slower.
But I'm not, actually.
Yes, you are.
No.
Well, you will be over the course of the next 10, 15 years. Unfortunately, you will be slower. You may not be right now, but you will be. And, the company is going to fuck you. They are. They're going to fire you first because that's what they do. Because they're looking out for their bottom line at the end of the day. And for better or worse, you got to prepare for that eventuality.
Oh, I'm not.
Your productivity is probably considered less.
No, it's not.
Probably. And again, just job, like AI project management, good luck.
Our younger
I don't get why he's saying that. AI is not good at project management.
people can't even get out of their own way.
Says the boomer. Like, I don't know. It's just like generational division, blah, 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 fight. I don't know. But probably on an
no original ideas. Like, I can't even go there.
Yeah, project managers. That's who we look for ideas from.
We do have to figure things out.
We do look for ideas from project managers. What is Caleb talking about here?
And it's hard to figure things out when all you do is watch videos all day and be whatever you're doing.
You have a little resentment there?
Yeah.
Why? Why are you
Because it's
resentful?
bullshit.
What? What's going on?
Because I didn't have anybody that was supporting me through things. Yeah. So I'm just saying. Yeah. So it's hard to problem solve when you've never had
Okay, this is like starting to get annoying.
anything happen to you. Life is super easy, and that's when you have to make up shit to get upset about.
Shut the f up. Housing costs are more high for younger generations than your generation by far, not even close.
Absolutely.
Well, unfortunately, she lives in the same market as the younger generations now. So, like, their housing costs are high for her too now, right? You cannot say that she's having an easier time of it. She's not. Nobody is having an easy time of this right now.
Costs of education beyond higher. Healthcare costs beyond higher. Now, for what it's worth, I will give you one thing: the cost of having things for fun. The cost of groceries as a percentage of your budget is lower now than practically any time in human history. So, younger generations, we got that going, okay? Got that going. But you had lower housing costs, lower educational costs, which leads to higher income, because education, easier to get into, easier to get a higher income.
Hey, that's fair. She had lower education costs back then when she said she was 30, right? That was 26 years ago, 2000.
Cheaper
Oh,
cost
absolutely,
to go.
but-
and health. So necessities to survive too, and then one to increase your income. Those things are more unaffordable now than ever. So f you, victim bullshit. Just shut up. Shut up. Not a victim. I didn't have anyone to help. You were married for a bit. You had help for a bit. Then you didn't. Then you're a single mom. Oh no, none of those exist in this country.
I did everything the right.
Nobody said that single moms don't exist in the country. They said being a single mom is difficult. And it is. I was a single dad for years. It's fucking nearly impossible. I mean, she's on here trying to explain why she was having financial problems. She said she was a single mom, and you're saying as if single moms don't exist. What the fuck is she here for if not to explain why she was having a hard time? What? All right, she's a MAGA nutcase, but he is at fault a little bit with this one, right?
Right way. I married my high school sweetheart, captain of the football
the right
team,
way?
the whole bullshit. Well, in the 80s, that's what was kind of
Boomer.
the thing. Whatever. So anyway, yeah, I had to support
Boy, she really does not like being called a boomer.
2 children during this whole time myself.
Yep. No one ever did that throughout human history.
Again, everybody knows people do that. I did that. It's not fucking easy. That's the point. It is not financially easy to do. And you're here asking her why she's having a financial difficulty. Well, there you go. Because she was a single mother. Are you fucking serious right now?
Not in having matching 401k and everything else. I had to use all my money.
actually.
Plus, I had to go to college on my own. I
is
couldn't get
cheaper.
student loans and stuff.
Why?
And actually, well, I do have some student loan because I was getting my master's degree. I'm back then in the 80s. All they would give you for your student loan is exactly what your tuition was.
Good.
No money for books. Exactly. That's how it should be. Getting my master's degree, you know how much they want to give me in a student loan? $20,000 for a $3,000 class. So all these.
Okay, first of all, I think that amount is supposed to cover some limited living expenses as well. Second, a $3,000 class? You mean $3,000 per year? And how many classes? You were taking, what, 12 credit hours? 15, 18 credit hours? I mean, I don't know of a college or a 4-year institution that charges less than $10,000 per year. I don't know of a single one that charges less than that. And it's even more than that. That's the cheapest I know of for the minimum classes. So you're looking at 15, maybe 20,000 a year if you're taking like 15 to 18 credit hours just for a normal institution. I'm not even sure what she's talking about here.
people that are saying my student loan's so
It's up
high.
to you to take as much. You're right.
Exactly.
No, I'm not an advocate for student loans. Student loans have made what school is so
Right.
expensive. Like, don't get me
That's
wrong.
what's elevated the
But you're
price.
complaining that it paid for school. Like, what was your point? You claiming this victimhood is so stupid. Okay, so this is what I'm being told. You stopped getting your master's degree because there was an immigrant in your class.
No.
What?
Oh
What?
my God. That's part of a larger story.
Of an immigrant?
So I'm getting my master's degree. Now, everybody in this class is supposed to have a bachelor's degree, right? All of them.
Okay, you didn't check someone's ID when they were coming into class.
No, because who cares, right? We're all in the same program.
A
We're all
17-year-old
going to get the
walked in.
same degree. Got his bachelor's degree, right? And there's these Brazilian girls. I'm one of 2 Americans in the whole class. Doesn't matter.
Well, why did you mention I'm sorry. Well, why did you mention it if it doesn't matter then? She's obviously unhappy about this, right? That somebody who is not white was in this class? Who gives a fuck? Why do you care? I don't understand. Please connect those dots for me.
Okay, so
We're all in
you were
there.
getting jealous of the beautiful boobs and tits from the Brazilians.
No, I'm sitting in the back because I'm the oldest student there, clearly, probably older than the professor. It's in the industry that I've worked in, by the way, and he's giving us stuff from 15 years
Okay,
ago.
I'm proud of you. You're the oldest
Yeah.
in the room always. Okay.
Well, anyway, in college, yes.
That's funny. He was giving you stuff from 15 years ago. Well, it sounds like he was giving some foundational information that everybody needs to know to operate in the sphere, right? She's bitching about a professor giving foundational information in a class. What?
So anyway, kid sitting next to me supposedly has his bachelor's degree. The girls are sitting in the front. He's got sweatpants on,
Oh no.
masturbating in class in the back.
I'm sorry. The one guy who is an immigrant in your class, conveniently, is the one that you are claiming was touching himself in class. And there's no proof. He didn't face any accountability of any sort. Nothing, really? I'm guessing that he was sitting a certain way and she just didn't like it. She thought it was quote unquote thuggish or something and decided to come up with some excuse to not be in the room with him anymore, is my guess.
Back of the row. So this is a man with his bachelor's degree, actually.
What do you
Does
think
he
he was
really?
masturbating?
He had his hand in his sweatpants, just
I bet, totally.
gliding
What?
along. Now,
Gliding
I
along.
said
Okay, that's not
something.
confirmation of masturbation.
Oh, come on.
It's very weird, but when you said that, I was like, it's kind of the things that you see. Like, I was expecting Dick Out was jacking. Like, that's, I know
Well,
for a
that
fact.
he would have got caught. But doing what he was doing.
Well, how do you know he was
wasn't
masturbating?
Because you could see it. You could hear him.
I bet, totally.
Oh, okay. Sounds like he was masturbating.
Yeah, he was a little bit moaning.
That's not good.
And we're in the back.
That's a bit weird.
Very.
What class
And the
was
only
it?
reason why.
What class was
Well,
it?
this was an energy class. It
I don't know
was
if I
like,
could bust to energy.
Yeah, we were learning about biofuels. Which
now you're getting me going.
That's bullshit.
Oh my God, dude. He said, now you're getting me going. And she said that's BS. She doesn't like energy, I guess. She thinks energy is for libtard cuckflakes.
So anyway, he's definitely masturbating in class. And if I
I'm sorry, I don't believe it. I just don't.
dared, and he's from Guyana, which he wanted to tell everybody, good for him. We all had to introduce ourselves.
Wait, she's bitching about him saying he's from Guyana, even though everybody fucking introduced themselves. She's bitching about it during the introduction? Are you serious with this right now? What is wrong with this woman? Really? Like, what is wrong with her? Why is she like this? Why does she just fucking hate people for no reason? Honestly.
But the thing is,
Oh, he told everyone during the introduce ourselves section.
yeah, I'm
What a
from
criminal.
Guyana.
Right? What a criminal to tell people during the introduction that you're from Guyana.
The reason that he's a criminal is because I guess they give out diplomas like Tic Tacs out there.
No, they give out diplomas from accredited organizations. And if it's not accredited, then they don't transfer the credits. My brother went to ITT Tech. You remember that diploma mill forever ago? he went to ITT Tech, nobody would take his degree except for Liberty University. They were the only ones. My brother is not religious, but he had to go to Liberty University because the diploma mill ITT Tech gave him fake, ridiculous, credentials or whatever. And now he actually has a master's degree in something. But the point is that accreditation boards will only provide will only allow you into a classroom or whatever if your education or the previous education that you had matches up with their accreditation. So, like, what she's bitching about right now is completely fabricated.
Are you telling me that a kid in Guyana could get a degree in anything,
Yes?
supposedly a biology degree, and be masturbating in class? Like, you had no...
Okay, I don't think that him touching himself in class is connected in any way to his level of intelligence. I think that there are perverts everywhere of varying levels of intelligence, but okay.
I don't see the correlation on those two things, I'll be honest.
Well, you'd think that somebody at least that could sit through a degree program of any type, or even any type of skill, even to work anywhere, he should be able to control himself from
Maybe
masturbating.
he sounds like a pervert, but there's smart perverts. I mean,
That's disgusting.
Okay, it's not like I didn't create the smart perverts.
Oh yeah, but I mean, you know how many elected officials are resigning these past couple weeks by being perverts, but they're also very smart people getting where they got. Like, there's perverts that are smart.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily correlated.
But so with that, like,
Yeah,
if
that's
I
not
stayed
good.
in school, he's going to get the same degree as me.
Did you report it?
Yeah, who gives a fuck if he gets the same degree as you? Okay, why do you care? If he's qualified, if he passes the classes and he can do the job, who cares? Are you kidding me right now? And conveniently, she didn't report him, right? Nobody else saw this, just her. Just the MAGA fucking extremist nutcase who hates immigrants. That's the only person who saw this take place.
Also, this
Oh,
is,
if I
but
reported him
I'm sorry.
as a white
I don't give
woman,
a shit
are
if-
you shitting me? If I said, hey, the guy in Guyana
Girl, this
from
is
Guyana was
before
like,
DEI.
no, this was like 2 years ago. Yeah.
No, even still,
I'm-
masturbation, cancel culture, woman, absolutely. Come on, white women, perpetual biggest victims in this country. What are you talking about?
Oh my gosh.
You were set up
As
for
it
success.
I warned the Brazilian girls. I said, watch out for that guy. Don't let him
Okay,
follow you
maybe
out of
talk
class.
to like a professor or
What a complete fucking piece of shit. Really. What is wrong with her? Just fucking disgusting.
security or something. Report him to the police. I don't know. You suck with money. So
All right, we're moving forward. Moving forward. Here we are.
that anything but like, hey, BBLs, dude's jacking it.
All right, I'm actually gonna jump forward a bit. Here, no, we'll continue.
Like, I think there's alternatives beyond that. Okay, now your reason for dropping out is because, wow,
That's
then
part
my
of it.
degree would be worthless because the guy that masturbated would have it too. No, how about you actually just
He says something here that I don't want to play on air, but we'll.
do to improve your life? Never sit by him or actually take some. Like, you didn't report. Like, what am I supposed to do?
How could I?
Okay,
Because he's
you
from
report.
Guyana. He's gonna.
What does that do? What does that mean?
Because here I am, like picking on somebody who's from another country. That's a protected
What?
class right now.
You're a white woman. There has been no other people put towards advantages in this country's history in the last 5 years than white women. You guys have been everything. What do you mean?
Well, and just
Girl,
like
you
you
could have
said-
canceled him in about half a second.
Just like you
Dude,
said about
one
the
twit
vote.
longer from you, and that dude would have been beheaded.
That's pretty funny. I appreciate that.
Oh, please.
What? Have you not seen
They
what the
probably
country
would've
was a couple
given him
years
a
ago?
private class.
What are you talking about? You, a white woman, you could have ruined everything, and fairly for him, by the way.
It would have been.
Yes, and you
Lovely.
could have.
But I couldn't have. No.
That's because he didn't do it, and she knows he didn't do it. She's completely full of shit here. The one MAGA extremist fucking nutcase in the class who hates immigrants is the one who saw an immigrant doing something bad, right? Please.
No, absolutely not. And like you said, because like you said about the vote, I only saw it. So it can't be a fact, right?
No, but a white woman, dude, you can brush up against someone's leg, claim, and that dude's career will be ruined as a white woman. Absolutely, you could have. That guy saying he was jerking off in class, absolutely. And I guarantee you they have cameras in there anyway. But even if they don't, regardless, you could have canceled him in a heartbeat 2 years ago. It's a little better now, but there's still some crazy people. You could have. White woman, absolutely. You kidding me?
I wasn't going back to that class.
Okay, you don't have to go back to that class to report him for something. Really?
No.
I don't believe it. I just don't.
Okay.
Plus, it was all
What am I
outdated
supposed to do with
stuff.
that?
We're talking about.
Oh, you're just there to get a degree. I don't give a shit if things are outdated. I do give a shit about the masturbator, but you chose to not do anything about it. Other than
I'm not
other than
learning
hurt your
anything.
life. That doesn't matter. That literally doesn't matter. You're getting the degree for your income. I don't give a fuck if you're learning. I mean,
All
I
I'm getting
wish
out of it
schools
is
would teach.
student loans.
No, you're
and
getting a degree for your
since
income. Isn't
I'm
that what
so
you were there for?
old- Yes, that's what I thought I was
What
going
the
to
fuck
do.
are you doing? What the fuck are you talking about then?
Plus, it's interesting. I love the energy industry. I think it's fascinating. But I wasn't learning anything. So that would have been great for me. And I started it in 2020. That's when I started that degree because I was so f***ing bored in my house. Started the degree online, but ended it 2 years ago.
Well, keep taking it online. Everyone's jacking off. And trust me, in online classes anyway. You just
That's funny, dude. That's pretty funny.
don't see it.
Everyone's. That's good. I appreciate that joke.
You can see where you stand in the world of money. It just takes a few minutes. It is pretty awesome.
Oh, okay. Yeah. An ad. Let's jump forward.
40 years.
What in Minecraft? What the?
Hang on.
Dollars.
Oh, what a
Wait.
in this job for you. That signed by me, mailed directly to you. There you go.
Thank
That's
you.
for you. You're welcome. How much do you even make in this job? I didn't even ask project
well,
manager.
this is what's so sad too.
Oh.
For all these years,
Oh, let's
I
hear a
just,
story about Jan 6 again.
just cracked $100,000.
Oh, what a victim. Kill. What in Minecraft? What the? What am I supposed to do with
After
that?
40 years.
Ah! Like, f off! Ah! Ah! The median income in this country is like 65. Shut the f up. You're doing
Is it?
what?
I think median income is 55. And yeah, 100 is pretty good, I think.
I have no idea.
Oh my gosh. You have no perspective on anything.
No.
Shut the f up! What is your account on a monthly basis?
I haven't been paying attention. The money always comes. I've never had to worry about it.
I don't know what enters my account on a monthly basis. Wow. If money always comes, then you should definitely be, and you're not paying attention at all, you just kind of pay your bills and then you move on or whatever, you should absolutely be putting some of that into retirement, it seems to me, right?
My credit cards were always paid off.
Yeah, just cracked, and here I am looking at 20K at best after taxes. 100%. Absolutely. This is so fucking entitled, it's ridiculous.
At the end of the month, I was very good with everything until exactly. I took a year off to have
You don't
a good
get to
time.
do that. You can have a good with 100,000 hours a year. What were you making before?
Well, around that, because this is raised
Okay,
for 16 years.
if you live 50, 30, 20, 30% of 100,000 hours is a pretty good damn year. Multiple European vacations if you wanted to. Shut the f up, you entitled brat.
I earned it. I've been grinding forever.
Oh, I had a job.
Without a break other than when I was laid off.
Yeah, nobody gets a fucking break. Nobody gets to stop. And she said she was off for 18 months, and then she said that she took another 12 months off. You have way more time off, way more opportunity to fuck around and do whatever you want than anybody on planet fucking Earth. So I don't want to hear it.
And then I had to.
Bro, you are literally complaining about what every other human being in existence has to do. And you're getting paid very well for it, so I don't care. You have a house. I don't have a sympathy. You afforded a house in Massachusetts. That's how okay you were doing. Like, shut up. As a single mother, you afforded a house in Massachusetts. Cry victim? Shut up.
That was a good investment. That was a smart thing that I did.
You're not a victim, you pathetic worm. 56.
He's a douchebag to her. I don't think he should act like this, but I think this is probably part of the appeal to his show. So whatever.
Years old, making you don't know what hits your account. Let's find out.
Anyway, yeah, tell me what you think about it in the comments. It's kind of sad that she just has no fucking clue how good she has it. Hang on. Let me know what you think in the comments. All right, I have to get off of here and go to a doctor's appointment, sadly. So I'm going to get out of here, and I will see you guys tomorrow, okay?